So Omar Ibn Al Khattab, again, he was in Al-Medina. He used to live upon Quraysh, Mecca's main way of life. Men of Mecca treating their women in a very nasty way. Now he is in Al-Medina, and he is our witness. How is it? How is things? Omar. And he said to us, well, we used to treat our women differently in Mecca. We used to have the final word. We used to have the last word, and our women used to be quiet. Now we are in Al-Medina. And in Medina things are very different. This is his witness. He said, we came to Al-Medina and we found those men who been defeated. Well, is this the word? Well, defeated in a way that whatever he said, it is not the final word anymore. Is it a word? No, it is not. It is not a word. But the thing that they used to deal with their women about their strength and power. And things are different now. In Al-Medina, the Prophet chooses. This is Omar said. This is what he said. That the Prophet chose the way of the men of Al-Medina in treating their women. Well, here I have to stop. Actually, Omar Ibn Al Khattab wasn't in Mecca perfectly close to the Prophet to say that there was something else. What is the meaning of that? The house of the Prophet was closed in Mecca. Now it is open in Al-Medina. So actually the Prophet treatment wasn't changing. It was the same. Recalling his life with Khadija, she was living with him happily, as to live with a very modest and very thoughtful man. He was looking after her and her children, and looking after her money. And he never said, those are my money, and you have no saying whatsoever about anything. So what I'm saying, the Prophet was the same. But people could not see anything before to record. In Al-Medina, they could see every single thing. Because now we are in a Muslim state. And the leader of that state, he was the Prophet. And he was really under the understanding that every single minute of his life counts for the believer to imitate and to follow. So his house was open widely. What happened then? Well, it happened later on that Omar Ibn Al Khattab was up the hill. He was living there. And his wife, she was speaking to him. And he was really very cross with her. And he said something, and she answered him back. And he said to her, how could you answer me back? And she said, why should you have a problem with that, Omar? The wife of the Prophet, they do this to the Prophet himself, and he is the Prophet. Where are you from the Prophet place and status, Omar? If the Prophet accepts that, well, it is by logic. So you have to accept that and to do the same thing. In the middle of that, they hear the voice calling that the Prophet divorced his wife. And Omar, he left everything and he was rushing down to the Prophet's house. And there, he was really very shy. You remember, his daughter Hafsa, the beloved one, she was the wife of the Prophet, one of the wives of the Prophet. And he was really in fear. He cares for his daughter, believe it or not. He is the same man who buried another one far away in his own personal history, and things are changing. What happened? Well, he rushed to one of the doors, and he was rushing to Salama, and he was calling her, Salama, did the Prophet divorce you? And she answered him back with this, why should you interfere in our personal life? It never happened that we did this to you. You go and you ask your daughter, don't ask me. And he said, upon that, upon her answer, I mean shut up. This is how he expressed it, literally. And he was Omar, who never, ever, any man could stood in his face. Here we stop with this witness, and then we'll be, inshallah ta'ala, in the rest of Omar Ibn Al Khattab witness.